Hello, Transformer fans and toy collectors. This is Cybertron with another figure review. And today we'll be reviewing the all-new Transformers Studio Series 70 B-127 Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. So let's get up close and look at the packaging. First, we have a nice image there of Bumblebee in his Cybertronian mode. There he is. Let's get up close and look at him. There he is in packaging, looking very nice. This is from the Bumblebee movie. His name is B-127. That's what his name was in Cybertron. Got Transformers logo on the side. We have the Generations logo. We have a very nice image of Bumblebee in his Cybertronian mode on one side. We have the Studio Series 70 on the other. We have the back of the box. We have Bumblebee in his robot mode and in his alt mode. And this is from Cybertron Falls. As well says here, as the Decepticons take Cybertron, Optimus Prime finds Autobot scout B-127 and sends him on a mission to establish a base on a well-hidden planet called Earth. Very cool. Top of the box, Bumblebee. Bottom of the box, barcodes. And there is B-127. So let's get him out of packaging. And here is B-127 out of packaging. And boy, does this figure look great. Let's take a closer look at him. In his Cybertronian robot mode, this is a recolor, slight remold of Studio Series Cliff Jumper. And let's take a look at that head sculpt. I love the battle mask, Autobot symbol there on his forehead. Looking at all that lovely detail on him. I love the gunmetal gray there on his nether region there. Look at all that detail. I love this figure. Very, very nice. Looking at his backpack there. You don't see a lot of robot junk hanging out. It's kind of flush. Very nice. Everything tucks in rather nicely. These panels here on my copy don't tab in very well. They just, I guess it's just my copy. And as far as accessories goes, he comes with his hand blaster here, painted in gunmetal gray. Very nice looking. And it does go over his hand. Very nice. Completely covers the hand. It pegs in on his fist, but it's got that look where it's all flush. Very, very nice. As far as articulation goes, his head is on a ball joint. So you got a lot of movement on there. You've got shoulder rotation. You've got bend at the elbow. Unfortunately, you don't have any wrist rotation. You do have a slight waist rotation there. You have a thigh swivel and slight bend at the knee. If you move these panels out of the way, then you'll have more. You could bend the leg that far. And you do have a bit of an ankle tiltage. So there you have him. And another place for weapon storage, per the instructions. There's a groove there in his back, and you could just slide his gun like so, and It stores on his back if you don't want to put it on his hands. So yeah, I prefer him with his hand cannon on. I think that's a much better look. Like that. How he was meant to look. And so, also with these Studio Series figures, you get the cool background that comes with all of these. And this one has a background of Cybertron, like at the very beginning of the Bumblebee movie. And there is B-127 in his Cybertronian homeland. Very cool. And now for comparison, here is Bumblebee, or B-127, with the man himself, Studio Series Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime. And that looks fantastic. Look at those two standing right next to each other, just like in the movie. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Now, down. All right, let's transform B-127. And first we're going to remove his hand cannon. That's on there rather snug. There you go. I'll straighten him out. And so, let's begin. We're going to open up his chest, which is on a hinge. It's going to open up like that, and then it's going to fold right open like that. It's got these two panels, these two chest panels. They're going to collapse right in. So then we're going to detach his backpack. It's being held by these two tabs back there. So we're just going to detach this. Pretty much holds everything in place in the robot mode. So it's basically holding his arms together. So we're just going to detach that. And so we're going to straighten out his head. And so these two arms are just going to collapse inwards like that. So you're going to get that look. And so the head, we're just going to flip it backwards. And you move everything out of the way here so you can see it, take a better look. So the head, it's on this hinge, and it's just going to just fold backwards where it falls into place like that rather nicely. And so now I'm going to come over here to the arms. This chest piece is just going to go over like that, and it's just going to cover everything, and everything's just going to be flush like that. This is the back of the car. So with these arms, I'm going to straighten them out a bit like that, and then we're just going to rotate them where these little tabs are facing inwards, and they're going to tab in right there. So there we go, that one's tabbed in. I'm going to do the same thing for the other arm. Rotate and then tab in. Oops, this one came off. It's very tricky. I'm very nervous about these little tabs because they could break. So you have to be very careful. So let's just tab it in right on the side of the car. And so everything is nice and, you know, straightened out. So now we're going to the legs. And we're going to get these little panels here that cover his feet. Gonna flip them up like that on both sides. And so these side panels here on the legs, they're on a hinge, so we're going to rotate them. They're going like that, and that's going to tab. That tab's going to go right there. Oops, my arm just came off. It's no biggie. We're going to go back there and we're going to tab it in. Let's see here. No problem. We could always go back and retab. So we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. Make sure that this side doesn't tab out, and then we're just gonna rotate this side. It's gonna fold. It's gonna come all the way to the back, and we're just gonna tab it in. So now make sure that looks like that on both sides. It's all nicely tabbed. You can see where this is going. All right, so we're going to get both his feet and we're going to tab. So these two, there's a groove right there. There's a tab right there. They're going to go in like that. Until that looks like that. Everything is flush. And so then these two feet, we're just gonna flip them down, giving you that front of that Cybertronian car. And so then these two panels are gonna fold over like that. And so this is gonna tab into the front fender of the car. There you got that one side done. Now we're gonna do the other side. This thing flips over. And there we go. We're almost at the final stretch already. You can see where the car's at. So then everything opens up like that. And so everything collapses in here, and it's just, we're gonna push everything in. And so the front end of the car, there's two tabs there. It's gonna tab right in there. The two. And there is Bumblebee, or B-127, in his very cool, very sleek looking alt mode. Very nice. It does roll very smoothly. And as far as weapon storage and the vehicle mode, you could open him right back up. And so in here, there's those two tabs. And these two little tiny tabs on the side of the gun. It's gonna tab right in there. Hold on. Am I tabbing it in the right way? Maybe not. Yes, I am. Yeah, that looks like that. And so we're just gonna close it right back up. Oh, came loose one. Well, you know, I mean, he'll probably come through here, but it's probably easier just to open him up. But there is Bumblebee in his Cybertronian sleek vehicle mode. And let's take an up close and personal look at Mr. Bumblebee. You got a very nice transparent plastic here down the middle. A lot of nice molded details. Always on tabs on my copy. Very, very Cybertronian looking. This looks like a blaster right here in the front of the car. Very, very nice, in my opinion. You don't see a lot of robot junk hanging out, just, you know, the arms. You know, very cool. And for comparison, let's compare him here with the War for Cybertron Earthrise Bumblebee. I don't have the Deluxe class movie Bumblebee, but this one is a pretty close. This is a the same Volkswagen. It's got the same Volkswagen logo, and so this is the closest thing I've got, even though the colors don't really match on these two guys, but that's a pretty nice comparison on both of them. So there we go. And so for my final thoughts on this guy, I really, really dig this guy. This is probably my second favorite movie Bumblebee out of all the ones that have been released of the Studio Series line. I really like both versions, the alt mode and the robot mode. They are very, very cool. Very not a very difficult transformation. It's very fluid, and it's a fun toy. I really, really dig this guy. I picked this guy up at Target. I'm sure he's available at, you know, some other online retailers or at other local stores. So if you're looking for this guy, good luck hunting him down. I highly recommend him. I actually love this figure. I'm going to display him right away. And so that is it for my review on the Studio Series Bumblebee movie B-127. Please give me a like, give me a comment. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. And this is it. This is Cybertron signing off, and this was the review of Bumblebee movie Studio Series B-127. And thank you for watching.